What's going on, guys? My name is Mojo Kickz and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Joe Freshgoods New Balance 990 V3 collab and everything we know so far about this release and all of its release info. But without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Joe Freshgoods New Balance 990 V3 is set to release on September 10th and is going to be set at a retail price of $220 USD. Now, the sneaker will be releasing on newbalance.com and did originally release on August 5th exclusively in Chicago. It was also followed by a wider release on August 17th, which was via Raffles, and now we are getting the global release on New Balance's site as well as a bunch of other sites on September 10th. Now, this collab is following up from last year's Joe Freshgoods New Balance collab, which was dubbed the No Emotions, Our Emotions collab. This 990 V3 will be dubbed the Outside Clothes colorway, which is inspired by the west side of Chicago's natives' personal life growing up throughout the 1990s. Now, this offering of the New Balance 990 V3 features a blue mesh base with brown suede overlays. Blue is also used on the signature and branding on the side, while pops of green can be seen on the shoe as well, making the shoe pop a bit more. Those tints of green are on the additional branding and select details on the top eyelets. The Joe Freshgoods name is stamped at the rear, completed with a midsole equipped with Absorb technology. The shoe will also be coming with a special edition hang tag that does say JFG, which obviously does stand for Joe Freshgoods. Now, going back to the raffle on August 15th, I do believe that the raffle was open on August 15th and also ended on August 15th, closer to the end of the day. I do know that the raffle ended at 5 p.m. CT time on August 15th. The winners were notified on August 17th, so congrats to anyone who did enter and won. The apparel collection for the shoe was also available on August 17th at noon CT time at Fat Tiger Workshop and on joefreshgoods.com. We should be seeing that apparel collection release on some of the other sites as well, and I don't believe it's going to be releasing on newbalance.com. I believe only the shoes will be releasing on New Balance. The apparel will most likely be available on other shops, maybe like Bodega. Now, there are some raffles actually open right now that you can go ahead and enter for the shoe. Bodega does have a raffle open right now that you can go ahead and enter. The SNS app also does have a raffle as well as Extra Butter. There are a bunch of other places as well, and I will leave a link in the description to the whole raffle list of the shoe. So the shoe will be coming with 4 total laces, including 3 additional laces. You do have the light brown pair that comes originally on the shoe. You also do have a very similar light brown pair, if not the exact same colorway, but this one does feature black paint speckles on it. You also do have a light blue colorway to match the upper of the shoe, as well as a mint green colorway to match those green details and green hints on the shoe. Now, the shoe will be coming with a special edition box for this collab. The box is not in the regular 990 V3 New Balance box. It actually does feature this light blue and white box, which I do believe resembles clouds. It has this really cool tie-dye effect to it. The inner lining of the shoe also does feature that same tie-dye design as well in the same color scheme. Unfortunately, there aren't too many good pictures of the box, but from looking at some of the other pictures, you can kind of see a little bit of the box. Now, going back to the apparel collection, like I said, it was available on joefreshgoods.com, and there are actually still some pieces available on the site right now, so you can go ahead and browse. And if you want to pick up anything, there are actually some stuff still loaded up. Most of the popular items are sold out, like the shorts and some of the hoodies and pants, but there still is a good selection of pieces. Now, going into more detail on the shoe, on the back tab of each of the shoe, on the left one, it does have a green embroidery outside, and on the right one, it does say clothes. So obviously the name of the shoe, Outside Clothes, is embroidered on the back of the shoe, which is pretty cool. And just above the heel tab, it does say Made for US. Now, some more info on where the shoe will be releasing. It will most likely be hitting the sneaker boutiques like Kickz and Concepts, for example. Those boutiques do drop at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do expect Undefeated to possibly get this New Balance 990 V3 as well. That does drop at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but they could also drop this collab at 11 a.m., so we're going to have to see. Most of their drops are at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless it's, Undefeated's collab. They usually drop it at 11. So I would keep your eye out at 8 a.m. as well as 11 a.m. as those are the 2 times Undefeated usually drops. This shoe will not be hitting the foot sites or flex apps, and that includes, Foot Locker, Champs. The shoe will also not be releasing on JD Sports or Finish Line as it's not loaded up on their release calendar. I don't know how much stock they're going to have of this shoe, and I really don't know if it's going to be a hard cop. there has been a lot more demand for New Balances, especially 990 V3s and 2002 Rs are some of the more popular models of the New Balance line. I've seen quite a bit of demand and quite a bit of hype for this Joe Freshgoods collab, and usually most Joe Freshgoods collabs do tend to sell out quite quick. I do think if you try hard enough and know which sites you're going for and which sites are good, then you will have a good chance of getting the shoe. My recommendations for sites is to obviously 100% go for the New Balance site, as they will most likely have the most stock. And I'd also go for Kickz and Concepts as well. They do both get heavily botted, but there still always is a chance on those two sites, as they are both first come first serve. Now the New Balance site will most likely be doing it via a queue drop, as they usually do their drops that way. They don't really do it first come first serve, so it's very similar to like Easy Supply, where it's a rating room / queue release. That New Balance site will be releasing at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time as well. Now Packer Shoes will possibly also be getting the shoe. That does drop alongside Undefeated at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It looks like Atmos USA will also be releasing the shoe. They usually drop at 11 a.m. EST. Now moving on to Resell for this Joe Freshgoods New Balance 990 V3 collab. Resell seems to be pretty good for a New Balance 990 V3, and the Joe Freshgoods collabs usually tend to have pretty high resell. Resell currently seems to be around the $375 to $400 price range depending on size, and some sizes are even going above that $400 price range as well, almost reaching $500. That's insane for a New Balance 990 V3, but I do think the price will come down after the release. Obviously that does depend on the stock, but after the release I do see the shoe maybe being around the maybe $350 price range. I think the max point this shoe could go, if it does, will probably be $400. I don't see it hitting the $400 price range, but if it does, that would be the max, the cap point where it would hit. I don't see it going above 400. I also don't see the shoe going below 300, to be honest, so it'll be around the $300 to $400 price range and hover around there. Obviously, if stock is limited, it will be on the higher 300s, close to the $400 price range, and if stock is limited, it will obviously be the lower 300s. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching today's video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. If you did and any of this info was helpful, make sure to smash that like button down below, and also do consider hitting that subscribe button if you're new here. But as always, guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.